If you're born into a family whose roots trace back to the very architects of modern China, your lineage is not just influential, it's revolutionary. You grow up in a world where privilege isn't just a word, but a birthright. But here's the twist, this isn't a tale of ancient dynasties or feudal lords. This is the story of China's Red Nobility, the modern-day aristocrats who are redefining the concept of old money in a communist society. But what happens when these ideals of communism clash with the realities of inherited privilege? Before we begin the video, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. While this helps us grow, it also ensures that you do not miss any of our future content. The Genesis of Red Nobility. The term Red Nobility is often linked to the families of Communist China's 8 immortals, revered figures in communist law who led China's economic opening after Mao Zedong's death. These families have been able to amass wealth, influence, and exploit opportunities that are unavailable to most Chinese citizens. The identities and business dealings of these families are often shrouded in secrecy due to state censorship and complex corporate structures. Bloomberg News took on the Herculean task of mapping these families. The research involved scouring thousands of pages of corporate filings, property records, official websites, and archives. Interviews were conducted from China to the United States, where many of the Red Nobility were educated and have at times made their homes. The findings revealed an intricate web of connections among the families of the 8 immortals, including business dealings, common employers, ties to private or state-owned companies, and even intermarriages. The Red Nobility is not just a relic of the past, it's a living, breathing entity, and the privileges associated with the name itself extend to every sector of the economy, be it oil, electric power, insurance, or even diamonds. It's not so much corruption as a system of official privilege, as pointed out by Ding Xiaoliang, a professor of sociology at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. The Princelings and their privileges. The term Princelings refers to the sons and daughters of party or government officials. This phenomenon is not confined to China. It's seen in countries like Japan, the Philippines, Malaysia, India, Singapore, and both Koreas. However, it's more jarring in a communist country where equal opportunity is supposed to be the bedrock of the ruling ideology. The fact that there are no free elections leaves the party elders vulnerable to accusations that they have merely perpetuated China's dynastic traditions by handing down power within a Red Nobility. The privileges of birth extend far and wide. Princelings can always count on preferential admission to universities, tuition breaks, and gifts or loans of cars. Take Xi Jinping's daughter, for instance. As an undergraduate at Harvard, she would have been exposed to a melting pot of ideas, cultures, and beliefs. Such experiences can be transformative, shaping one's worldview and influencing future decisions. And when you're poised to be a future leader or influencer in China, these experiences can have far-reaching implications. The privileges could have been forgiven, but if it were only about education. The Red Aristocracy's international connections extend to the world of business, politics, and beyond. Many have even used their control over state enterprises to amass private wealth. For instance, 3 children of the 8 immortals alone headed or still run state-owned companies with combined assets of about $1.6 trillion in 2011. This is not just about maintaining a luxurious lifestyle, it's about expanding their empire and consolidating power. That is the reason Red Nobility's presence can be felt in boardrooms, at international conferences, and in global collaborations. These connections offer China a unique advantage, bridging the gap between local insights and global best practices. Nevertheless, it's not necessarily their fault or the fault of their parents. This is just how Chinese society operates. Xi Jinping and Bo Xilai, both members of the Red Nobility, had fathers who were early followers of Mao and later climbed to the leadership ranks. At a time when other Chinese were starving, Xi lived in a vermilion-walled leadership compound in Beijing with a driver, servants, and a special food supply. But interestingly, the Princelings are not just powerful inside China. You see, these are not just any wealthy families, they are deeply rooted in the political landscape of China. According to an article by The Guardian, the Panama Papers revealed that 8 members of China's Communist Party elite had family members using offshore companies. Jasmine Lee, the granddaughter of a powerful Chinese leader, became the sole shareholder in 2 British Virgin Islands companies while still a teenager. And she's not alone. Other prominent figures include the brother-in-law of President Xi Jinping and the son-in-law of Zhang Gaoli, another member of Chinese top political body. China and Hong Kong were Mossack Fonseca's biggest sources of business, with clients linked to a total of 40,000 companies. But these offshore companies are not just about evading taxes, and you'll see why in a second. According to many reliable sources, it's rare to get a glimpse into the personal lives of China's Communist Party elite. The luxurious lifestyles and hidden fortunes of political leaders and their relatives are strictly taboo, and it's pretty easy to guess why. When it comes to living the high life, the Red Nobility leaves no stone unturned. From exclusive philanthropy events attended by global dignitaries to lavish vacations in exotic locations, their lives are a testament to their immense wealth and influence. One such event involved Deng Xiaoping's granddaughter, Zhou Yu, who held a philanthropy event where Swiss-made Hublot watches priced at $16,000 were on sale. The event was attended by the likes of Peter Buffett, Warren Buffett's son, and former British Prime Minister Tony Blair. Hiding these immense fortunes and extravagant spending from the world is all about maintaining a facade. While the Chinese government is busy promoting its anti-corruption campaign, the Red Nobility is busy hiding its wealth in offshore accounts, real estate, and various other investments. They are part of a complex web of political and business interests that are deeply interwoven, not just in China, but all around the world. They are the hidden puppet masters, pulling strings from behind the scenes, shaping not just China's future, but potentially the world's. They are the epitome of saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Their connections give them access to opportunities that are not available to the average citizen, allowing them to amass fortunes that are unimaginable to most. Now, you might be wondering why this matters on a global scale. These hidden fortunes are not just hoarded, they are invested globally, affecting economies and influencing political landscapes. The Red Nobility is not just a Chinese phenomenon, it's a global one. Their hidden fortunes are like hidden tentacles, reaching out and affecting change in ways that are not immediately visible, but are profoundly impactful. The question of meritocracy. Meritocracy is a word that resonates with hope, fairness, and the promise of a level playing field. The idea is that anyone, regardless of their background, can climb the ladder of success based on their abilities and hard work. It's a concept that has been celebrated and aspired to by many societies, including China. But let's take a moment to peel back the layers and see how this plays out in the context of China's Red Nobility. China, with its rich history and culture, has always held education in high regard. The ancient imperial examination system, which dates back to the Sui dynasty, was one of the earliest forms of meritocracy. Young scholars would travel from all corners of the empire, braving challenging conditions, to sit for these exams. Those who excelled were rewarded with prestigious positions in the imperial bureaucracy. It was a system that, in theory, offered an equal shot to all, based on merit. Fast forward to modern China and the echoes of this system can still be felt. The Gaokao, China's National College entrance exam, is a rite of passage for millions of students each year. It's a grueling test, and for many, it represents a ticket to a better life. But here's where things get a tad complicated. While the Gaokao is a testament to China's commitment to meritocracy, the rise of the Red Nobility presents a contrasting narrative. These princelings, born into privilege, often have a head start in life. Their family connections can open doors that remain closed to many others. It's not just about having access to the best resources or education, it's about the intangible benefits that come with being part of an influential network. Now, this isn't to say that these individuals don't work hard or lack talent. Many of them are incredibly accomplished in their own right, but when the playing field isn't level to begin with, it raises questions about the true nature of meritocracy in China. In a country where the Communist Party has long championed the ideals of egalitarianism and social justice, the rise of the Red Nobility presents a cultural paradox. The Communist Party was founded on the principles of class struggle and the overthrow of the bourgeoisie. Yet, today, the children of the party's own leaders are becoming the new bourgeoisie, enjoying privileges that are antithetical to the party's foundational beliefs. This paradox has led to a form of resentment among the Chinese populace. The term daoxi, which literally means hanging threads, has emerged on the Chinese internet to refer to young men and women without family connections who are struggling to find jobs. This term has become a symbol of the social inequality that is growing in the country, and it possesses a significant challenge to the party's legitimacy. So are China's Red Nobility the new old money? Well, they certainly have the wealth, the power, and the influence to fit the bill. But unlike traditional old money, their fortunes are not inherited. They are carefully crafted through a complex web of political and business alliances. They are the new breed of power players, shaping the world in their image, one hidden fortune at a time. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing and sharing so we can keep bringing more content like this. See you next time.